Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, only the top-rated sports booking app in all of North America, man. They're safe and secure, and more importantly, they are reliable, baby. And whenever we come talking about them on this good show, we know we got gifts for you in terms of promo codes. And that promo code is MOATS for all the new users out there, okay? You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, put the promo code MOATS in there, and you make your initial bet of $5. You know, that's the minimum. You will receive $250 in bonus bets that you can use to push back into the system. Maybe get you a chance to win something, anytime touchdowns. You know, a lot of people be scoring this weekend, so put your hand where you feel good at. But also, you'll be receiving 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on DraftKings. So shout out to DraftKings, man, for number one, the promo code, but number two, allowing you the opportunity to stick with your favorite team wherever you're located at. And that's what you get with NFL Plus Premium. All right. So you see the promo code, you see the deal. It's awesome. But I also know this, Deke. We can run out of control, right? Sometimes you got to have a lot of control. Sometimes you lose it. And when you lose it, man,
yeah.
You feel me? You might feel like you got a gambling problem. You might feel like you need some services. Well, for all my New York people, you see it's a number that you can call /text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. We gotta do our record prediction, Lord. Now, I always get excited when we do this because I like how you got your math going. You be like, yo, take this, divided by that, got the remainder here, and I slice that over there. But then we'd be like, all right, if we just go through and pick one at a time, like how you like this one, that one, that one, that one. We said, man, if it was on game week, we're going to pick Steelers, right? So I like this. But, you know, something that we always got to do, man. Y'all drop it in the comment section as well. Let us know your thoughts, your comments, your concerns, how you feel like the Steelers record is going to be this year, man. We got 17 of them games, all right? 17 of them things. But, Deke, what's your energy this year, man? How the squad gonna do?
I got us 11-6.
Okay.
I remember I did my math formula back when the schedule dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it came out to be 12-5, but then I'm going to add a Tomlin loss in there or attribute another loss to me just being a homer with my record prediction. So we're going to go from 12-5, I think 11-6, and I think that's very, very reasonable, actually.
Okay.
Very reasonable. We went 10-7 last year with Mitch, Kenny, Mason, ton of injuries on defense, Matt Canada in there for half the season, then dual coordinator of Mike Sullivan and Eddie Faulkner, who actually I think did an admirable job, particularly with Mason at the end of the season. So we'll give them credit, no shot at them. But with all that going on, we still end up 10-7. Now we have Arthur Smith, who is arguably I don't know where you would rank him as a coordinator. I think he's probably in the top 10. He's in the upper echelon.
Okay, I'm about to say, man, give him some respect.
Based off what he did at Tennessee, that was a top.
Give him some respect, man.
Yes. Those years. Yeah. We had Arthur Smith. We had Russell Wilson. We bolstered up the offensive line. Pickens going into year 3. Najee, Jalen Warren, they're staples in the backfield. But we added Cordell Patterson there too. And Patterson should be an uptick for us in the special teams game too with the returns compared to Gunner and who else did we have last year? I think we had some no-name dudes, right?
Oh my God! Because Sims was already gone.
Igwebuike? I think that wasn't he our return?
Yes, he was.
I'm not thinking 2 years ago. I think that was last year.
No, it was last year. Yeah.
So Patterson's better than him. Yeah. Patterson's better than him. The question mark is still our depth receivers. I get that, but I think all those other additions outweigh the uncertainty at that spot. But then just flat out, our defense is going to be across the board better too. So I don't think it's that far of a stretch that we could win one more game with all these additions and changes we have had from last year to this year.
I like it.
11-6.
I like it, baby.
11-6. That's going to be in contention for. I think I don't know. Bills won 11-6. They had the 2 seed last year, right?
Yeah.
What did KC finish with for the 1 seed? Or who was the 1 seed? No.
Baltimore was the 1 seed.
Were they 12-5?
Yeah, Baltimore was the 1.
Okay, I think 11 and it's gonna be in contention for the 1 seed. Just 'cause I think AFC in general is gonna be a gauntlet. So 12 and 5, potentially 11 and 6 with tiebreakers could be in there for the 1 seed.
Okay.
But I do think 11 and 6 gets us the division, and it might come down to a tiebreaker. It might come down to us winning it outright. But yeah,
Well, I
I
was
think
gonna.
11 and 6. It gets us a top 3 seed in the AFC at
So
least.
what are the teams then of the six? Right. What are the ones that when you're looking at the schedule, you're saying, you know what, I think this is potentially one of those six.
6. What do you mean? 6 games we lose?
Yeah.
You could throw some of the division games in there for
Okay.
sure. Chargers, Jets. Think of some of these early games here. What else? Who am I missing here?
Colts, Cowboys,
Chiefs. We'll
Raiders.
see how the Eagles are looking late in the season. I could see
Okay.
them being a dumpster fire, but I could also
Yeah.
see them being good. That'll always be actually, no matter how they're doing, that'll always be a tough matchup because that's on
Yeah.
the road against Philly. So throw the division games in there. Chiefs, Eagles, Chargers, Jets. That's a night game. I guess you could throw Cowboys in there too. So yeah, there's like, yeah, I think there was like around 8 or 9 games that I was like, okay, these are gonna be 50-50s.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up with the 12 and 5 record.
Okay.
It might have even been 10. Yeah, so you divide that by 2, that's 5 losses. I'm like, 12 and 5. I'm gonna bump it up to I'm gonna bump it down, I guess, to 11 and 6.
Yeah.
Add a Tomlin loss in there, or just add a loss for me being a
Hey,
homer.
look, you gotta add a Tomlin loss, man. It's
Yeah.
mandatory. It's bad luck if you don't incorporate a Tomlin loss into your predictions. All right, just throwing it out there right now. So I include one of them as well, man. Trust me. I it's like, yo, it's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it just sprinkle it in there. All right, yeah.
Yeah, and I was talking about all the additions on offense. The defense is just gonna be flat out right better than what we had, specifically
Last year,
towards the end
yeah.
of last year.
I would
I think
agree.
it's gonna be hugely upgraded. Cam Hayward's healthy
Yeah.
now. TJ, he wasn't really hurt last year, but
Hmm.
I mean, we still have TJ Watt in his
Yeah.
prime, Highsmith, and then you add a Herbig in there. We signed Patrick Queen, draft Peyton Wilson, take
DeMarvin
care of
Leal,
our
we're expecting him to be a
linebacker
lot
woes.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keanu Benton going into year 2, JPJ year 2, add Dante Jackson. He's an upgrade for our cornerback 2 spot last year. Minka, he's healthy. Minka was out for like half the year last
He
year.
was.
And then we got 2 safeties. Like it's not just that we have DeMonte Casey along there with Minka. We also have Sean Elliott. So if you're telling me we have Casey back not as our number 2 but as our number 3, I think that's
Now we got
some
more
big,
depth. We got stronger at that
Exactly.
position. Yeah.
exactly.
No, I like that. So
11
you-
and 6.
Okay. So yeah,
The way I'm talking about the squad, maybe it should be 12 and 5 or 13 and 4.
you was making me sound like it was about to be the 1 seed. Yeah.
We might be. We're gonna be in contention. 11
Okay.
and 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like that, man. For me, man.
Maybe the Tomlin loss doesn't happen. We go 12 and 5.
For me, I'm back and forth, man. I feel like it was about 8 teams that I think can make it weird in terms of just like competitive games. You name some of them: Jets, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Eagles, any of the division matchups, right? So for me, I'm like, I don't anticipate this team losing 8 times though this season. I lean on 11 and 6. I think we're gonna win the division, but the reason why I lean 11 and 6, I just feel like somewhere in here we're gonna win 2 of these games where teams are talking about, oh, it's the Jets, it's Aaron Rodgers, right? You know how the hype can get at times. I feel like it's one of those type of matchups, or is it the Cowboys who are shining, flying high, whooping everybody, and it's like, nah, we just got that matchup right now, man. I don't know where it is, but like I said, somewhere along those lines, man, I got us at 11-6, man, because the rest of the schedule in terms of the earlier portion, we feel good about. We know the gauntlet is on the back end of the division, and that is why I think that will give us a little bit more adversity with that. But I do feel like, man, this team is capable of winning this division. That's why I got them at 11 and 6, man. But yeah, that Cowboys, Jets, Chiefs, Eagles, Chargers, like, make sure we buttoned up. Philly is a weird one. Philly is definitely a weird one. Philly is like, it's awkward as heck playing in Philly. The fans are crazy over there, but it's just, I don't know. Because, yeah, Philly could be either really, really good at that point, or they could be really, really bad. And I'm hoping they're really, really bad.
The good thing about Russ being here, though, is I don't think he has any of these scars, these Steelers scars
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we
I would
talk about
agree.
whenever we bring up schedule and weird opponents. Like the Raiders on the road, maybe that's one we should be throwing in there because we always have a tough time against the Raiders on the road.
And he coming out the division too, man. Yeah.
No matter how shitty their team is.
Yeah.
And then Eagles, same thing. Eagles on the road is like, man, I don't know. The last 3-4 times we've done that, it's been a shit show.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, the last couple of times Raiders on the road has been super weird, bro. Last year was dope for us, but prior to that, I felt like it was always how does this happen? This is the weird field goal game, or this is a weird injury game, or it's the Terrell Pryor game. Like, ugh.
Yep. Bruce Gradkowski.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
Right. So you're down on the rest of our division then a little bit.
No, I'm not. I haven't, like I say, I think we're going to win the division, and I feel good about that. But in terms of the games that I still have written down as like, make sure we buttoned up, I still got Bengals, Ravens, and Browns, with more so asterisk next to the Browns because I need to know what the quarterback situation is. But I'm like, man, Bengals and Ravens, I could see us splitting those, especially with the close proximity of how, we're going to play them and then 2 weeks later play them again. That's a quick turnaround. It's tight. So I'm not down on those guys. I just think, I don't know, man. I just feel like we're better, or we match up better. And even last year with all the quarterback stuff, we still was whooping butt in there, man. We
5-1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we didn't win the division,
Burrow,
but it's like Bengals ain't have Burrow, but we would all say that, man, we felt like they backup quarterback played better than our carousel that we were kind of going through over here. At least they had consistency.
I think at the time they were 8-6 and in the playoffs.
Come on, bro.
At that point, no one was really that far down on the Bengals.
Not at all.
They were
down
on us, and like, what the hell is Mason going to do? How is Mason going to save the season? He actually did.
Because remember, if they would have won,
that would history.
Absolutely, because if they would have won, that puts them legit fighting for a playoff spot going into them last 2 games, man. Yep. But for us, since we won, that knocked them down. Then we go on the road winning Seattle, and it changed. Like, oh, all right. Because we was looking at the Seattle matchup like, we could mess around and go 0 for down the stretch right here. But, yeah, so you know how that thing goes, man. But
I think on paper, Ravens, they should be, they should be worse on paper, but they're, they're the Ravens. They're always going to be in the mix. Mm-hmm. I just don't see them being 1 seed and being as, I guess, as better as the rest of the league, really, because they not only were they the top seed in the AFC, I think they were the top seed across both AFC and NFC.
Yeah,
I don't see them doing that again. And then with the Bengals, I think this Joe Burrow injury stuff, it's still something to monitor.
Well, also the Jamar Chase situation as well. How long until they get that contract situated, and how many games is he willing to actually sit out? Because that throws off the rhythm, the chemistry, and just the overall morale of the team, man. So, as long as that's still going on, could be in our favor as well.
Yeah, Browns. Yeah, is Deshaun Watson even any good?
Right.
They're not going to have Nick Chubb for 4 weeks, at least a month.
At least 4 weeks.
Who knows? That might even go longer. Yeah, that might even go
I'm over here like,
season.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. After seeing that thing happen live last year, man, if my man is out there by week 8, it actually looks Nick Chubb-ish, bro, I'd be like, yo, count your blessings, man. Count your blessings. Because that still was just, man. Can't get that out of my eye. It's a little bad.
Yeah. I mean, we do have the best division in football. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Because we got the quarterbacks, though. Outside of, like I said, with Cleveland, the big question is Deshaun. But there aren't questions in terms of 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow and taking his team to a Super Bowl appearance and an 2 AFC Championship appearances? No. Yeah, I'm not tripping. 2 of them. Yeah.
Who, Burrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 2. One lost one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're built for it, though. We're built for it. There's good teams, but we do well against the division traditionally.
Yeah. All right, let me look and see what the congregation is saying in terms of how they feel the good guys are going to do this year. Pittsburgh Toddy is agreeing with us, has it at 11-6 for the squad. Bust Down has it at 10-7. Rod Dollar also is at 11-6. X Concept says, man, 20-0. He got us winning it all. And we doing it clean, baby. History, let's make it. I like your energy, X. Then we got Ethan Leach, 12-5. Dante Edwards, 11-6. Kenneth Moses, 13-4. Michael G says we're a better team, but a tougher schedule. So he has that 11-6.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, that's real. That's fair.
That is a good point.
That's fair.
I do think we are a better team than last year, but the schedule should be a little bit tougher than what we were dealing with last year, too.
Yeah. Bust Down kind of reflects that. He has us at 10-7, and he says that that's the 7 seed getting into this year, into the postseason. Man. But think about it. That's a one-game difference. Yeah, I guess we were
7 seed last year, 10-7.
Yeah, but think about 10-7 and 11-6 is just a one-game difference, man. Yeah.
I think we need that 11-6. We need a little bit of cushion here.
Yeah, fair enough, man.
10-7, too close for comfort.
Definitely fair enough with that one. Let's see. Hannibal 090 has us at 12-5 this year. Ooh, Thad Radcliffe has us at 8-9. Now, I need to know the thought process behind this because Coach Tomlin is here. So explain that one, Thad.
You could say 8-1. You can't say 8-9.
Yeah, if Coach Tomlin is here, how do we have a season under 500? Show me what that looked like. I've never seen that. I've never seen that
seasons,
one.
18
I've never
seasons,
seen that.
One of them.
What that look like? I don't speak that.
That's why the over-under spreads are crazy when it comes to the Steelers and Tomlin. At least even not only this year, at least over the last like 2-3 years, they've had us at like 7.5 wins or 8.5 wins. I'm always going to take the over. Like, why is this going to be the random one season where we don't get over 500?
Right. Until I see it happen, I can't believe it, man. It's been too long now. Yeah. I'm betting the odds. Bet the house. I'm betting on the house, man.
I already did.
Yeah.
Big Spoogie got us at 14-3.
Okay, I like that.
Tom Jade says 11 wins, but we have 4 losses after week 9. He doesn't think we finished the season off strong.
Ooh, okay. I'm trying to see if Dad Radcliffe is going to give us a little context behind his 8-9, man. Yeah.
Big Spoogie's got a big story here. It says we start 0-3, but trade for Kenny and win 14 straight.
I know Deke would love that. Deke would definitely love that.
We could trade for Mason. It don't matter. It don't matter who it is. If we're struggling at quarterback and got to trade for someone and win 14 straight, it is what it is. We don't got to trade for Kenny.
Want to say, man, if that happens, bro, I promise you, man, we would all be over here just like, yo, I believe in miracles. All right, I believe in all.
Depends on how rusty. We could go 0-3 if the defense is the one that's. There's no need to trade for a quarterback.
Yeah.
All depends.
Ooh, interesting right here, man. Li24 says makeshift offensive line, poor wide receiver depth, washed quarterback, and he says y'all saying 11-13 wins. What's your thought process? Well, the first one is, what is a washed quarterback? Just give me your context with that. I don't personally see Russ as washed. I see him as not what he once was, which was elite, top 5, but washed is very different than what Russ did just last year. And yeah, he did get benched, but don't confuse him getting benched with that being for performance. That was for contractual purposes. Oh, that storyline is played out. That's a big reason why he's available to us and why we have him. So that's the first thing that I'm just trying to figure out your thought process with that one, man. Unless, what Russ did last year is god awful and it sucked. Because, you look at just from a passing standpoint, that what he did in the last year's MVP, what he did passing numbers wise, it ain't far off. So I don't agree with the washed narrative per se. Now, the poor wide receiver depth, sure. We can agree with that. That makes sense. Makeshift O-line. Yeah, but is a makeshift O-line a bad offensive line? Just because you're not comfortable with the offensive line in terms of the names and overall seeing it out there doesn't mean that it can't still be good. That would be like us saying that we think Zach Frazier is a worse player than Mason Cole because we never seen Zach Frazier play in an NFL regular season game. I don't feel like that. I think Zach Frazier is going to play well. I think Zach Frazier is going to be an upgrade for us in certain instances. So is it makeshift? Sure, right now, because we don't know these names, but I don't think it's makeshift in the sense of ability. We're also talking about Broderick as the question mark or Troy as the question mark. These are 2 first-round draft picks from this year and last year, i.e. high pedigree. I would much rather go out there and take a chance with the high pedigree, right? So that's kind of my thought process with it, along with the fact that we do play a great job on defense, man. We create a ton of pressure. We create turnovers. We create havoc. Show me the Falcons and, these other teams that we're going to talk about that offset that and do it each and every week, and got a guy that's gonna, offset TJ Watt's gonna offset Highsmith, is gonna offset Cam Hayward's gonna offset Larry O, gonna offset Keanu Benn. I think of those dudes, man. Yeah, I think of all that. I mean, if we just saying that the season is predicated solely on offense, then sure, man. Push the panic button, let's freak out. But there are 3 phases of football. You know what our special teams unit is as well, unless you don't care about that. But Boz is pretty dope. Cameron Johnson's pretty dope as well. That means we're going to be scoring consistent points when we have the opportunities, but also we're going to control field position. So once again, that's my thought process, but you let me know your thought process, baby. Help me out, man. Help me out.